2026 milestone, why this is the year of Jordan. Why is every major headline in the entertainment world pointing toward a single name? And has 2026 officially become the year that Jordan redefined the global music industry? Tonight on Idol Spectrum, we analyze the cultural phenomenon that has transformed a former child prodigy into the most powerful independent artist on the planet. As we move through the first quarter of 2026, the analytical data confirms that Jordan's influence has reached a critical mass. It is no longer about a viral video or a single performance. It is about a total takeover of the charts, the stadiums, and the global cultural conversation. We are witnessing a historic convergence of talent, timing, and strategy that has left the traditional Hollywood machine scrambling to understand how they lost control of the narrative to a 20-year-old from Norway. The industry has a new leader, and her reign is just beginning. Can a single birthday serve as the official funeral for a child star image and the birth of a generational icon who answers to no one? On January 10, 2026, Jordan turned 20, and with that milestone, she officially closed the door on her past as a jazz prodigy and stepped into her role as a global visionary. This was not just a birthday, it was a strategic rebirth. Idol Spectrum has observed a significant shift in her branding, moving away from the novelty of her youth toward a sophisticated, cinematic artistry that demands respect from the highest levels of the industry. By protecting her voice and her image throughout her teenage years, she has emerged as an adult artist with the vocal maturity of a veteran and the creative energy of a pioneer. This successful transition is the primary reason why 2026 has become her definitive year of dominance, marking the end of the old era and the start of her empire. Why did a single night in Las Vegas change the industry's entire perspective on what it means to be a world-class live performer in 2026? The January 31st concert at the resort was the spark that set the year on fire. In an era where many stars hide behind backing tracks and digital enhancements, Jordan delivered in raw, unfiltered vocal power. The strict no recording policy only fueled the legend, as word-of-mouth reports described a performance that felt like a spiritual experience. This event proved to the industry gatekeepers that her sound wasn't just vintage, it was the future of live entertainment. Critics who once doubted her ability to carry a major U.S. residency were forced to retract their statements as she sold out the International Theater and set a new standard for vocal excellence. Vegas wasn't just a stop on a tour, it was the official start of her global coronation. How does an artist capture the top spot on global streaming platforms while spending $0 on traditional corporate marketing? One of the most shocking revelations of 2026 is the sheer scale of Jordan's organic growth. While her competitors are propped up by multi-million-dollar ad campaigns, his numbers are driven entirely by her global soldier. Idol Spectrum has analyzed the streaming data from early 2026, showing a surge in direct searches that outperforms almost every other artist in the mainstream. This proves that the audience is actively seeking her out, rather than being force-fed her music by an algorithm. This independent digital dominance has made her the most valuable artist on the platform, as her listeners are genuinely engaged and fiercely loyal. She has broken the digital gatekeepers by proving that real talent is the ultimate SEO tool for the modern age. Is it possible for a 20-year-old songwriter to capture the American soul more effectively than the massive teams of ghostwriters in Hollywood? The release of her original 2026 material, specifically the masterpiece album Secret of the Soul, has revealed a depth of writing that has stunned the industry. Working with legends like Gad, she has moved beyond being an interpreter to becoming a definitive voice of her generation. Her lyrics deal with complex themes of identity, survival, and the high price of authenticity, resonating deeply with a global audience tired of shallow pop lyrics. In 2026, she isn't just singing catchy songs, she is telling the story of an era. This songwriting breakthrough has given her a level of artistic integrity that few stars ever achieve, ensuring that her music will remain relevant long after the current trends have faded into history. Why is the music industry's old guard terrified of a business model that allows an artist to keep 80% of their profits? The economic story of 2026 is the story of Jordan's absolute independence. By operating outside the major label system, she has retained total control over her masters, her image, and her financial destiny. Idol Spectrum has learned that her profit margins are now the highest in the industry, allowing her to fund her own stadium-sized productions without answering to a corporate board. This financial freedom is a direct threat to the major labels, as it proves that their expensive infrastructure is no longer necessary for global success. Has essentially disrupted the music business forever, proving that an autonomous artist can outturn and outperform the biggest conglomerates by staying independent and owning their own worth without compromise. How did a personal choice to perform without shoes evolve into a global symbol of rebellion against the plastic nature of fame? In 2026, the Barefoot Movement has transcended the stage and become a full-scale cultural trend. Jordan's signature look is now recognized as a symbol of grounding, empathy, and raw authenticity. Fans across the globe have embraced this philosophy, using it as a mark of their refusal to be manufactured or controlled by societal expectations. This organic branding has created a level of visual recognition that is instantly identifiable, moving her beyond the realm of music and into the world of global cultural leadership. She has successfully turned a simple act of childhood kindness into a sophisticated 2026 identity that signifies truth. In an industry full of fakes, her barefoot presence is the ultimate mark of the real, making her the most trusted and iconic brand in entertainment today. Will 2026 be remembered as the year the Grammy Awards finally return to valuing raw talent over corporate influence? As the award nominations approach, the buzz surrounding Jordan is reaching a fever pitch. Critics and industry insiders are predicting a potential sweep of the major categories, driven by the vocal purity movement she has led. This isn't just about winning a trophy. It is about the industry finally acknowledging that the era of auto-tune is over. If takes home the top honors as an independent artist, it will mark a permanent shift in how the Academy views excellence. The momentum she has built in 2026 has made her the inevitable, as her original work stands as the only truly authentic masterpiece of the year. The Grammy stage is set for her coronation, proving that real talent is the only currency that truly matters in the end of the day. How did one young woman manage to bridge the gap between Gen Z and the legends of the past to create the first truly universal? A key factor why 2026 is her year is the staggering diversity of her audience. Jordan has achieved what most artists find impossible. She is equally loved by teenage listeners and veteran musicians from the classic era. This generational synergy has made her a unique cultural bridge, uniting audiences that were previously divided by taste and technology. Idol Spectrum has observed that her stadium crowds are a rare mix of all ages, all drawn to the same raw emotion and vocal depth. By respecting the history of music while pushing it into the future, she has become the first truly universal star of the 2020s. She hasn't just captured a market. She has captured the collective heart of a global audience that was starving for a real human connection. Is 2026 the peak of her career, or is it merely the first year of a reign that will change the face of music for the next 50 years? The final verdict from Idol Spectrum is clear. 2026 is officially the year of Jordan. She has successfully dismantled the old system, proven the power of independence, and reminded the world of what a true legend sounds like. Her takeover of the charts, the stages, and the cultural conversation is now complete. But more than the records and the revenue, her legacy in 2026 is one of hope for the future of the art form. She has shown that the truth cannot be silenced, and that real talent will always find its way to the top. The barefoot girl from Norway is now the most powerful woman in music, and as 2026 draws to a close, it is obvious that her era has only just begun. This is Idol Spectrum, reporting on the historic start of a new musical dynasty.